Hi, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the podcast for real life heroines, where I get to interview real life heroines and sometimes heroes about how they answered a call to do something bigger or more meaningful with their lives, which evolved them into their more authentic selves, doing and being more what's in sync with who they really are. That's the heroines and heroes journey, answering a call, leaving your comfort zone, and going on an adventure to transform yourself and the world. Now, let's keep talking about how the journey works, what the steps or milestones are. These episodes from me, without a guest, are to give you an understanding of this ancient journey archetype that's been in our stories for thousands of years. The episodes with a real life heroine or hero guest are interviews that share their story of how they responded to a call and how it changed their life. I want you to see that this is possible for you too, and that you've most likely already done it. You've gone on a heroine's or hero's journey. And that's monumental, for it doesn't only uplift you and your life, but society feels the ripple effect of your growth. If you want more of a visual, go and see the Heroines Journey Map that I developed that you can get on my website, susannaliller.com. I wonder where you think you are right now on that map. I'm pretty sure I'm on the road of adventure as I put myself out here in cyberspace so I can connect with you. In episode 1 of this podcast, I told you about the overall framework of the heroine's journey and detailed the milestones. And I explained why I have a vested interest in proving to you that you are a heroine. The world needs all the heroines it can get, now more than ever. In episode 2, we met Margot Walsh and learned about her journey to establish Maine Works and help newly released prisoners establish themselves in society again and have a job. In episode 3, I talked more about ordinary life, or more commonly called your comfort zone. It's where you start out before you hear a call. And then I explained what the call is and how it may come to you and where it comes from. In episode 4, I got to interview Pegah Ketkodian about how she was called to go on her heroine's journey after her life fell apart, and how she fought it, how she fought the call. She refused her call until finally she found theta healing, which she talks to you about. So you can learn about this amazing modality that she teaches. And then she got comfortable with working with spirit and accepted that she is a bona fide spiritual mentor. So now, here in episode 5, we're at the point in your heroine's journey when you've heard your call and you're ready to respond. You've committed to following through on whatever it is that your nudge, intuition, or call to action is asking of you. And remember, it comes to everyone in a different way. There's no right or wrong way to get a call. And sometimes you don't realize it's your call, and so you have to sort of sit with it. But right now, where we are, as we're walking through the journey together, you're in receipt of one. Or maybe you're looking back on one that you've done already, and you're remembering how it came to you. But then after the call, and after deciding, okay, I'm going to accept it, what happens next? Well, you cross an imaginary threshold and enter a new situation. It can be taking small steps into something new. It can be big. But it does require stretching on your part. You're leaving a comfort zone. It's something that's, well, uncomfortable. Surprise. It's new, it's different, it's something you haven't experienced before. Or maybe you have, and this is a deeper level of it. It's someplace imaginary, or maybe it's even a real place where you haven't traveled before. If it's a call to take a big action step, then I like to call it a leap. Think back to those big decisions you've made that took a big action in the past. They are leaps, aren't they? Often it seems like you just hold your nose and jump into the unknown, because it is unknown, isn't it? And you begin your adventure. Some of you might be thinking, oh, is that what it was? An adventure? I thought it was a harrowing experience. Well, the more you become acquainted with the heroine's journey, you'll think more of those leaps as bringing you into an adventure. It's what I call the heroine mindset. New challenges are adventures, good things that encourage your growth as a human being, not bad things. So where are you right now on your journey? Are you contemplating a leap? Maybe you're in mid-leap. Maybe you're just landing after your leap. As you consider whether you're pre, mid, or post-leap, it's important to notice, to understand that a leap has distinct parts to it, parts that may or may not happen in this order. There's preparing, getting ready and gathering your courage. You've realized you're going to accept this call, but then it takes some time to gather yourself up about it. And there will be mourning. That's another step. mourning, feeling the loss of what you're leaving behind. And that could be people, that could be a place that you love. But always, if you're going from one place to another, there will be things that you leave behind. And people who are happy in the comfort zone, the world of common day that you're leaving behind, that just don't want to come with you. Then there's the leaping, taking the action with a first step, and then a second step, and then a third step, moving forward. And sometimes you just have to take one small step after another, or sometimes you just, as I said, hold your nose and leap. Sometimes you reverse the action. You get out there, cross the threshold, and you say, oh, I'd rather not do this. I'm not ready. And none of this is anything that we're going to judge. It's what's right for you, wherever you are at the time. And then there's the mid-leap place, sort of feeling panic, excitement, fear. Oh my gosh, what have I done? I'm ungrounded. So you are not where you left, and you're not really, you haven't landed to where you're going. So it's that wide open, bottomless space of being in transition. Like you were swinging on the trapeze and you were holding onto a bar, and then you let go in order to get to the next bar, and you're flying through the air. And then there's landing. You're on the road again. You're on the road of adventure. But then it's, now what? One of the most common and intense feelings during a leap is fear. or a similar emotion like anxiety, worry, doubt. None of these are a comfortable emotion. So just know that it's part of the journey. It's part of the leap, and you're going to feel uncomfortable, and you're going to feel all those: anxiety, worry, doubt, fear. So it's important to remember that fear is a constant companion of every heroine. A heroine is always stretching. She's always leaving her comfort zone. She's going to feel fear or some form of it. Fear will be there during each of the distinct parts of the leap and beyond. I always advise heroines to make friends with their fear and learn to manage it. Hi, fear. It's you again. Of course, here you are. That's because I'm trying something new. I was expecting you. Have a seat, make yourself comfortable. It's a given that you'll experience it on the journey. That being said, I do believe that the more you respond to your inner calls, your intuition, wherever you think calls come from, your higher self, the stronger that intuition gets. And the more you can trust it, that helps counteract fear. You know it's going to be okay because it's always guided you correctly. Another bit of counsel I offer is to remember that leaps are different for everyone. What is scary for you might not be scary for me, and vice versa. Courage is courage. Never judge another heroine's leap. Yes, leaping can be frightening, but you can get used to making big leaps by practicing smaller, less significant leaps. Think of leaping as a muscle you can strengthen. Your leaping muscle. And you can strengthen it by finding different ways to leave your comfort zone and try out new things. So I have the perfect exercise for you for trying this out. I call it the Comfort Zone Challenge. And let me start by clarifying that comfort zone should technically be in the plural, comfort zones, since you have many in all separate areas of your life. You have a creativity comfort zone that has you saying, oh, I'm not an artist. I'm not creative. I can't paint. I can't draw. If you find yourself using the word can't, then most likely you're operating inside of a comfort zone. You also have a physical fitness comfort zone where you can be heard remarking, I don't dance, I look ridiculous, or I'm not in good enough shape to take that workout class. You also have a social circle comfort zone where you say, I can't say what I really think. People will think I'm rude. They won't like me. You have comfort zones around meeting people, learning new things, traveling, eating. Comfort zones exist in all areas of your life. So here's the challenge. My challenge for you is to choose one or two of your comfort zones and then identify what would constitute a mini leap outside of each one. Remember, this is a mini leap as defined by you, not by anyone else. Your idea of a mini leap will be different from somebody else's idea of a mini leap for your comfort zone. If it's the creativity comfort zone, then maybe you try a painting or a drawing class or a watercolor class or a drawing on your left side of the brain, right side of the brain class. Or start smaller and just buy a coloring book and just practice using those colors and looking at them and being in the moment. If it's the physical fitness comfort zone, then maybe you take a dance class and do it online or in person. wherever you feel more comfortable, or sign up for a week or two at a gym, or tell yourself you're going to use your treadmill and that's been sitting collecting cobwebs in the basement. I'm thinking of myself here. For 5 minutes a day. Again, start small. If it's the social comfort zone, commit to voicing your opinion when you normally stay quiet or go with the flow. For instance, when a friend suggests meeting for dinner at a restaurant you don't like, be honest about not liking that restaurant and then suggest a different place to eat. I really don't care for so-and-so restaurant. How about X? I've challenged the students in my school, the School for Real Life Heroines. You can find it on my website. I've challenged them in this way, and their comfort zone leaps have varied. One woman resolved to tell her mother something she had held back for years. One woman decided to do something creative every Wednesday. One woman who didn't like to cook decided to try a new recipe every week. So the practice leap can be something very small. Maybe you've never walked into a store that you've been interested in because it seems too snooty and you're afraid of being judged. But for your challenge, you make the leap and go in. You may or may not find anything you like, but you're exercising your leap ability. You can do it. You're sending yourself a message that you're willing to leave that zone of comfort when it's right for you. Okay, go find a piece of paper. List at least 3 ways that you will stretch beyond your comfort zone by, and give yourself a certain date. Maybe it's a month from today. As I said before, leaping is a muscle that you can strengthen. It's the leaving your comfort zone muscle that gets you to try something you haven't before. You'll see that you expand as a result. You'll realize that you survive it. You'll do things that you won't want to repeat, but you'll have a better sense, or maybe you will, but you'll have a better sense of what you do want to do again. It's fine to do this exercise by yourself, the comfort zone challenge, but I've found that it's even better if you can find some friends to do it with you. They'll help keep you motivated and honest. Get together and accountable. Get together and decide on what you'll do, then meet again at a set date and report how it went. Go ahead. I challenge you. Be uncomfortable. Leave that comfort zone. Thank you for joining me for this episode. Please stay tuned for the next one with a real life heroine. And remember, you are a heroine. And don't forget to check out my school, the School for Real Life Heroines, on susannaliller.com. Also, follow me on Instagram at Susanna Liller. And I have a Facebook group, the Real Life Heroines Network. Go find it and ask to join. I'd love to see you in there. Okay, remember, you are a heroine.